Welcome to r/Reddit Revenge. This is a story of someone getting back at someone with revenge after being wronged. And today we have 3 great stories. So subscribe, hit the like button, and let's begin. The first story. Customer threatens violence when gas station attendant cannot break a $100 bill for $10 worth of gas. Attendant gives him $75 in change instead. The second story. A family's new phone number was mistakenly the old number of a local auto repair shop. When the family asked the shop to correct the sign, they were told it was their problem. $10,000 in missed business. The third story. Sister pranks brother by sending fake scratch-off lottery tickets. He watches as she thinks she won $35,000 but finds out they're fake. Sister gets revenge by pretending to sell his Xbox. And the first story is, you're gonna break my jaw? Nah, I'm just gonna break your balls like they've never been broken before. A few years back, I worked at a gas station run by a grocery store like Kroger, except not Kroger. I worked for the grocery store, went in there to clock in and out and take breaks because the gas station literally just had some pumps, and a small 8-foot by 12-foot booth with a desk, cigarette display, a chair and a bathroom, and no room for anything else. There's a tray with the credit card machine in it, and it slides back and forth on a track so I can take cash from the customers. We communicate through slots in the glass. I add money in the till, but only $75 at the start of a shift. That's totally fine 99.999% of the time, because only 2 things throw a giant effing wrench in that. Someone gets a bunch of cash back via debit right after a shift change. Someone pays for less than $25 of gas with a $100 bill, again right after a shift change. The cash back issue is remedied by multiple large signs in bright colors in SH that say no cash back. But if you get cash back, we can't just not give it to you. If it's not in the drawer, you can either go to the store with your receipt and get it from customer service, or you can wait for one of them to come bring your change to the gas station. So you have to wait because you're dumb and can't read. If someone tries to pay with a $100 bill for a little bit of gas, usually apologizing and saying that we can't break that bill at the moment suffices. Except this one time. I had just come in for my shift, so the till had $75 in it. A guy pulls up in a huge truck. I don't remember the make and model, but it was one of those trucks that costs a ridiculous amount of money, and very few people actually have the need for. He walks up. Him. $10 on whatever pump he was on. He also tosses a $100 bill in the slidey box thing. I have a myriad of thoughts. First, why is he getting $10 worth of gas? He probably burned more than that pulling into the gas station. Second, I do not like when people toss money. Handing it to me would be possible, but understandable not to do. But at least putting it down like it means something would be nice. Finally, and most importantly, why didn't he pull all the way up? He stopped at the back pump. Like this guy is ticking all the boxes on being a complete turd burglar. Me. Sorry, sir. I can't break that right now. I probably could in an hour or so. My standard response. Him. Well, I'm here now and you're gonna break that or I'm gonna break your jaw. Oh. Well, I see we've resorted to threats of violence and I've been awake for less than an hour. This is gonna be a good day. That being said, I'm not actually 100% awake, and I don't really worry about much when I'm behind. What I found out later was not bulletproof glass. Me. No, you don't get it. I don't have enough money to make change for you. I have $75 in the drawer right now. Him. Fine. Give me $25 worth of gas, SH head. Me. Sure thing. Now, given our interaction up until now, I did not really see giving him his change going over all that well, because most of it was actual change. A roll of quarters, dimes, nickels, and 2 rolls of pennies, plus about $10 of other assorted change. The bills were all 1s and 5s, and I had a feeling this guy was a gimme 3 20s, a 10, and a 5, or I'm gonna go Super Saiyan turd burglar type of guy. To absolutely nobody's surprise, that's absolutely 100% the type of guy he was. Him. What's all this SH? Me. Your change, sir. That's all the money I have in this hut. Him. Well, I don't want this. You figure this SH out right effing now. Me. You got it. I just have to call the store and get someone to bring over some change. Right about now, I should mention the phone in the gas station sucked. It couldn't dial out about half the time, and most calls it would disconnect quickly. If I had to call over to the store, I usually just used my cell phone. Not this time, I decided. Me. Sorry, sir, phone's not working. I need to go over and get your change, and in order to do that, I need to do some stuff. It'll be just a few minutes. Him. Fine, hurry up. I should note that I'm only allowed to leave the kiosk if I shut the register down, lock the drink machines, and turn on the alarm. Company policy. Who am I to turn my nose up at that? So I shut down the register, turn on the alarm, and lock the drink coolers. Altogether, about 5 minutes has passed. The customer's pump has $25 of gas loaded on it, and he has his $75 in change. Well, it was his to take, still sitting in the tray. It's a 100-yard walk over to the store. Some might estimate that taking a minute or two. Well, the walk did, but I also stopped to smoke with the girl from the pizza place, and then I got a phone call from my mom. And you can't ignore your mom, can you? No, of course not. Altogether, it took me 27 minutes to get that guy his change. Something about the keys to the safe being locked in the manager's office while he was out of the store or something. He was just the deepest shade of red I've ever seen a person be, while also filled with the silent rage and resignation of someone who just got screwed with by someone doing their job to the best of their ability. Me. There you go. Sorry for the wait. The manager left the store and the keys to the safe were locked in his office, on a keychain with the only other set of keys in the store to the office. Have a nice day. Him. Sulks away a seething pool of burning ire. I'm glad you're able to handle the situation, even with a limited amount of cash in the drawer. That'll teach them to be rude and demanding. And as for the threat of violence, you should have reminded the a-hole that violence is not the answer. It's unfortunate that retail and customer service workers have to deal with rude and sometimes even violent customers like this. It's important to remember that these workers are just doing their jobs, and they don't deserve to be threatened or abused for simply following company policies or doing what they're told. As customers, we should all strive to treat those who are serving us with kindness and respect, and to remember that they are people too, with their own feelings and lives outside of work. The next story is, if you make me solve the problem, it'll cost you money. This happened a while back, actually before Reddit was even thought of and no one had their own portable phone. A local business, auto repair shop, changed their phone number for some reason, and a few months later when my family added a second phone line to the house, guess which number we were given? It wasn't that much of a pain since most of the customer base had the new number, but about 6 months later we start getting calls for this business several times a day, so I finally ask one of the callers where he got the number from. He tells me it's on top of the business's building in 3-foot-high letters. Really? So I drive by that way the next day and sure enough, there it is in big blue letters. I look up the current number when I get home and give them a call. Hey, I've noticed that you still have your old number on top of your building, and we've been getting a lot of your calls. Would it be possible for someone to correct the sign or just paint over it? This is where I get told that it's my problem, and they don't have the time to deal with it. Click. Oh, okay, now I see. So I figure it won't take long to sort this out. I start taking appointments. I tell a lady we're having a special on tires. I can get her a complete set for $75. $200 was average. I get a guy that needs a complete rebuild on his transmission, and how soon can we do it? I tell him that since we aren't very busy right now, if he can get it in the shop by noon, I have a guy that can have it done by 6 p.m. the same day. It'll only cost him $750. Super cheap, by the way. I do this maybe 20 to 30 times over the course of a week or so. The calls become less frequent, and as I drive by the following week, I notice that the sign is now just plain white. I'm pretty sure that all in all I probably cost this guy about $10,000 or so in peeved off customers, who showed up thinking they had an appointment and a great deal. This is an elegant solution. Well played. No need for lawyers, court, threats, or anything of the like. Just a tactful redirection of people who are already wasting your time. Edit. A lot of people giving me heat in the comments. To be fair, I was 15 at the time and I didn't really think far enough ahead considering the customers. I was just fed up with the a-hole owner and figured if he had a bunch of peeved off customers on his doorstep, it might get his attention, since asking nicely didn't work. Yeah, it was kind of a D move, but sometimes you don't think about every angle. I kept getting calls from the dental office asking me to call the guy who was there before me. They would call and leave me a message. Hello, George, this is the dental office. Just reminding you of your appointment on such and such a day. I called them back and told them it's not George's number anymore. Please change your appointments. I work shifts. Please don't call. But nothing changed. So I decided to call them and say some really bad things. Each time I called them back after the message. Each time I became less accommodating. At the end, they did realize that I wasn't George when I told them that the next time I got a call from their office, I would sue for harassment. The last story is how my sister won $35,000. So I want to start this by saying my sister and I love to prank each other. She really isn't my biological sister. We're just best friends and have been for years. So this happened last week and it took some planning to successfully execute, but I got her back. So the prank she pulled on me was at work. We have lockers and both her and I have identical combo locks. We know each other's combo. She went to break before me and switched the locks and I couldn't get into my locker all day. I used both her and my combo and nothing worked. At the end of the day, she unlocked my locker, and I found out apparently she bought another effing lock, and she put my lock inside my locker. I couldn't check my phone, and my lunch was in my locker as well as my wallet. My friend was kind enough to buy my lunch, and I had to Zelle them the money later. Now it was my move. So we live in Las Vegas and there's no lottery, No scratch-offs or anything like that since we have casinos. The house always wins. To get a scratch-off, you have to go to Primm Valley, and that's a distance, and you most likely won't win anywhere near the amount of gas you use to get there. My sister's mom lives in Cali where there's a lottery system, and me being the petty LaBelle I am decided that I wanted to have my sister's mom mail us some scratch-offs that my sister can play. I called her mom and let her in on the prank. I found those fake scratch-offs on Amazon. They were like $6 and I ordered them. Had them shipped to her mom's house. I then Zelled her mom the price of the postage to mail those bad boys to my sister's house. So a few days later, I'm taking my sister home from work and we stop at the mailbox. She lives in an apartment complex. She grabs her mail and gets back into the car. I take her to her apartment and we get upstairs. She gets through the mail to see that she got mail from her mom. She opens it and excitedly tells me her mom sent her 5 scratch-offs. I'm sitting on the couch watching TV as she's in the kitchen scratching them off. I hear her scream as she just won $5,000. I bite my tongue, holding in laughter. As she gets through all the tickets, she runs over and tells me how she won $35,000, and she can't wait to cash them in. My face is red from holding my laughter in, but she doesn't notice. She flips one of the tickets over and reads it. Official game rules. Winning prizes of $1, $5, $25, and $50 may be claimed wherever lottery tickets are sold. Winning tickets of $100 or more must be sent by mail or in person to the Money Fairy, 123 Nowhere Drive, in Make-Believe Land. Valid only in your dreams. Any resemblance to a real or implied lottery ticket makes it fun. This ticket is for entertainment purposes only. Thanks for being a good sport. Odds of winning 0 out of 1,000. Her face dropped and she looked at me as I busted out laughing. She put 2 and 2 together and that's when she attacked me. We didn't actually fight, but I'm very ticklish, and she tickled the SH out of me until I had the hardest case of the hiccups ever. She then called her mom and yelled at her. You could hear her mom laughing through the phone. The reason I wanted to share this story is because she got me back today. My Xbox is still missing, and I hope she didn't pawn that SH. Edit. So found my Xbox at my friend's house. My sister showed me a Facebook Marketplace ad where she was selling it in all my games and I lost it. She told me she had a buyer and came home with a wad of cash. That wad of cash was for a car note, and my friend just hid it at her house. She didn't buy it. I almost had a panic attack, but it's all good. Already ready for my move. Haha, 2 pranksters are having a blast. I guess it's safe to say that your sister really won the ultimate prank war. She managed to convince you that she sold your Xbox for her car note. I just hope that you won't mess with her again, or I don't know what she'll come up with next. Next time she'll convince you that you won the lottery, and you'll end up quitting your job and buying a yacht before realizing it was all just a joke. Better watch out. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.